Imbecilities tumble so lavishly onto her lap.
Oh, Frederick, what a day it's been. Unending throb on the pictures, brushing my hair.
Now there are two possibilities. A, I could ravish her. B, I could nap.
That grumpy old Mrs. Foster from next door. Her sister's coming for a visit.
Say it's the ravishment, then we see the option that follows, of course. A, the deployment of charm, or B, the adoption of physical force. Now B might arouse her, but if I assume I trip on my trouser leg crossing the room, her hair getting tangled, her stage getting snapped, my nerves will be jangled, my energy sapped. Removing her clothing would take me all day, and a subsequent loathing would turn me away, which eliminates B and which leaves us with A.
Could you ever be jealous of me, could you? Like the Moor of Venice?
Now, insofar as approaching it, what would be festive but have its effect?
Shall I learn Italian? I think it would be amusing if the verbs aren't to erect.
Now, there are two ways of broaching it, A, the suggestive, and B, the direct.
But then French is a much chicer language. Everyone says so.
Say that I settle on B, to wit, a charmingly lecherous mood. Hey, I could put on my nightshirt or sit disarmingly be in the nude. That might be effective, my body's all right, but not in perspective and not in the light. I'm bound to be chilly and feel a buffoon, but nightshirts are silly in mid-afternoon. Which leaves the suggestive, but how to proceed? Although she gets rested, perhaps I could read. In view of a penchant for something romantic, Desaad is too trenchant and Dickens too frantic, and Stonewall would ruin the plan of attack, as there isn't much blue in the red and the black. De Maupassant's candor would cause a dismay. The Brontes are grander, but not very gay. Her taste is much blander, I'm sorry to say, but his Hans Christian Andersen ever risque, which eliminates A.
And he said, you're such a pretty lady.
Now, with my mental facilities partially muddied and ready to snap.
I'm sure about the bracelet, but earrings. Which earrings?
Now, though there are possibilities still to be studied, I might as well nap.
Oh, it's rubies. Oh, the diamonds are agony, I know.
Now, though I must to adjust my original
Misery
plan.
of that. I just know she'll wear the most glamorous gowns.
Oh, shall I sleep off as deep as I usually can?
Distinguished old Frederick.
When now I still want and all of you, now as always. Later. When is later? All you ever hear is later, Henrik. Henrik, later. Yes, we know, Henrik. Oh, Henrik. Everyone agrees, Henrik. Please, Henrik. You have a thought you're fairly bursting with a personal discovery or problem, and it's... What's your rush, Henrik? Shush, Henrik. Goodness, how you gush, Henrik. Hush, Henrik. You murmur. I only... It's just that. For God's sake. Later, Henrik. Henrik. Who is Henrik? Oh, that lawyer's son, the one who mumbles, short and boring. Yes, he's hardly worth ignoring, and who cares if he's all damned? I beg your pardon, up inside. As I've often stated, it's intolerable being tolerated. Reassure, Henrik, poor Henrik, Henrik, you'll endure being pure, Henrik. Though I've been born, I've never been. How can I wait around for later? I'll be 90 on my deathbed, and the late, or rather later, Henrik Eggerman. Doesn't anything begin? later. Henrik later, all you ever hear is, yes we know, Henrik, oh Henrik, everyone agrees, Henrik, please, Henrik.
Now as the sweet and
is
the
later, all you ever hear is,
drip on my
later,
trouser stop
Henrik later, as I lie and stay,
but when maybe later
I'll be 90 and dead.
and I'm stroking your head,
You come into my bed since I have to admit I all those twilight grey windows impatiently knock. With most trembling and never let it come to me.
Think of how I adore you. Think of how much you love me. If I were perfect for you, wouldn't you try to love me
Like a street in my heart, I
still and all now as always. Desiree.
Ordinary mothers lead ordinary lives. Keep the house and sweep the parlor, cook the meals and look exhausted. Ordinary mothers like ordinary wives. Fry the eggs and dry the sheets and try to deal with facts.
Where the hell is the stage manager?
Mine acts.
Darling, I miss you a lot, but darling, this has to be short, as Mother is getting a plaque from the Helsingborg Arts Council Amateur Theatre Group. Whether it's funny or not, I'll give you a fuller report the minute they carry me back from the Helsingborg Arts Council Amateur Theatre Group. Love you.
Unpack the luggage, la la la. Pack up the luggage, la la la. Unpack the luggage, la la la. I hold a glamorous life.
Ice in the basin, la la la.
Racks in the plaster, la la la.
Ice in the hallway, la la la.
I hold a glamorous life. Run for the carriage, la la la. Move down the sandwich, la la la. Which town is this one, la la la. I hold a glamorous life.
Ordinary daughters ameliorate their lot, use their charms and choose their futures, breed their children, heed their mothers. Ordinary daughters, which mine I fear is not. Tend each asset, spend it wisely, while it still endures.
No hot water again!
Mine tours.
Mother, forgive the delay. My schedule is driving me wild. But, Mother, I really must run. I'm performing in Rotvik, and don't ask where is it, please. How are you feeling today? And are you corrupting the child? Don't, Mother, the minute I'm done with performing in Rotvik, I'll come for a visit and argue.
Bears with speeches, la la la.
Children with roses, la la la.
Out of empty houses, la la la. I hold a glamorous life.
Cultural lunches,
La la la.
get floral tributes,
La la la. Ancient admirers, la la la. I hold a glamorous life.
Pack up the luggage, la la, la, la. Unpack the luggage, la, la, la. Mother surviving, la, la, la. Leading the glamorous life. Cracks in the plaster, la, la, la. Youngish admirers, la, la, la. Which one was that one, la, la, la? I heard the glamorous life. Bring up the curtain, la, la, la. Bring down the curtain, la, la, la. Bring up the curtain, la, la, la. I heard the glamorous life.
She lightens my sadness, she livens my days, she bursts with a kind of madness my well-ordered ways. My happiest mistake, the ache of my life. You must meet my wife. She bubbles with pleasure, she glows with surprise, disrupts my accustomed leisure, and ruffles my ties. I don't know even now quite how it began. You must meet my wife, my Anne. 1,000 whims to which I give in, since her smallest tear turns me ashen. I never dreamed that I could live in so completely demented, contented a fashion. So sun-like, so winning, so unlike a wife. I do think that I'm beginning to show signs of life. Don't ask me how at my age one still can grow. If you met my wife, you'd know.
Dear Frederick, I'm just longing to meet her sometime.
She sparkles,
How pleasant,
she twinkles,
how nice,
her youth is a sort of present.
whatever the price.
The incandescent what the
Light?
of my life. You must meet my wife.
Yes, I must. I really must. Now,
She flutters,
how charming,
she twitters,
my word.
she floats.
Isn't that alarming? What is she, a bird?
She makes me feel I'm
A
what?
very old man?
Yes, no,
No.
but
I must meet your Gertrude.
my Anne.
Sorry, Anne.
She loves my voice, my walk, my mustache, the cigar, in fact, that I'm smoking. She'll watch me puff until it's just ash. Then she'll save the cigar butt.
Bizarre, but you're joking.
She dotes on
Your dimple.
my snoring.
How dear.
The point is she's really simple.
Yes, that much seems clear.
She gives me funny names,
Like
all dry as dust.
Wouldn't she just?
You must meet my wife.
If I must, yes, I must.
A sea of whims that I submerge in, yet so lovable in repentance. Unfortunately still a virgin, but you can't force a flower.
Don't finish that sentence. She's monstrous,
She's frightened,
unfeeling.
unversed, she'd strike you as unenlightened.
No, I'd strike her first.
Her reticence, her apprehension.
Her crust.
No,
Yes,
no,
Frederick.
you must meet my wife.
Let me get my hat and my knife.
What was that?
I must meet your
at the villa of the Baron de Signac, where I spent a somewhat infamous year. At the villa of the Baron de Signac, I had ladies in attendance, fire opal pendants. Liasons, what's happened to them? Liasons today. Disgraceful, what's become of them? Some of them hardly pay their shoddy way. What once was a rare champagne is now just an amiable hock. What once was a villa, at least, is digs. What once was a gown with train is now just a simple little frock. What once was a sumptuous feast is figs. No, not even figs. Raisins. Ah, liaisons. Where was I? Oh, yes. At the palace of the Duke of Ferrara, who was prematurely deaf, but a dear. At the palace of the Duke of Ferrara, I acquired some position plus a tiny Titian. Liasons, what's happened to them? Liasons today. To see them, indiscriminate women, it pains me more than I can say. The lack of taste that they display. Where is style? Where is skill? Where is forethought? Where's discretion of the heart? Where's passion in the art? Where's craft? With a smile and a will, but with more thought, I acquired a chateau extravagantly overstuffed. Too many people muddle sex with mere desire, and when emotion intervenes, the nets descend. It should on no account perplex, or worse, inspire. It's but a pleasurable means to a measurable end. Why does no one comprehend? Let us hope this lunacy is just a trend. Where was I? Oh, yes. In the castle of the King of the Belgians. We would visit through a false chiffonier. In the castle of the King of the Belgians, who when things got rather touchy, deeded me a duchy. Liasons, what's happened to them? Liasons today. Untidy. Take my daughter, I taught her, I tried my best to point the way. I even named her Désirée. In a world where the kings are employers, where the amateur prevails and delicacy fails to pay. In a world where the princes are lawyers. What can anyone expect except to recollect
Ma'am, an invitation here, ma'am, delivered by hand. And ma'am, I notice the station there is engraved and very grand. Petra, how too exciting, just when I need it. Petra, such elegant writing, so chic you hardly can read it. What do you think? Who can it be? Even the ink, no, here, let me. Your presence, just think of it, Petra is kindly, is at a chateau, requested, etc., Madam Leonora, oh no! A weekend in the country, we're invited. What a horrible plot, a weekend in the country. I'm excited, no you're not. A weekend in the country, just imagine. It's completely depraved. A weekend in the country, it's insulting, it's engraved. It's that woman, it's that arm-felt. Oh, the actress, or the ghoul. She may hope to make a charm felt, but she's glad that she thinks I would be such a fool as to weekend in the country. How insulting, and I've nothing to wear. A weekend in the country. The last place I'm going is there. Guess what an invitation. Yes, who begins with an A? Felt, is that a relation to the decrepit Desiree? Guess where we're asked to go, sir, see, sir, the date there. Guess where a fancy chateau, sir. Guess who's lying in wait, they're setting her traps, fixing her face.
Darling, perhaps a change of pace.
Oh,
A
no.
weekend in the country would be charming, and the air would be fresh.
A weekend with that woman
In the country,
in the flesh.
I've some business with her mother.
See, it's business, oh no doubt, but the business with a mother would be only the business I'd worry about.
Just a weekend in the country, smelling jasmine.
watching little things grow.
A weekend in the country.
Go!
My darling will simply say no.
Oh! A weekend! A very amusing weekend! But also inept. A weekend, of course we're refusing. Oh, contraire, you must accept. Oh, no. A weekend in the country, but it's frightful. No, you don't understand. A weekend in the country is delightful if it's planned. With your hair down and a flower, don't use makeup, dress in white. She'll grow older by the hour and be hopelessly shattered by Saturday night. Spend a weekend in the country. We'll accept it. I had a feeling you would. A weekend in the country. Yes, it's only polite that we should. Good.
Well,
I've an intriguing little social item.
What?
Out of the Armfeld family manse.
well, what?
Merely a weekend still. I thought it might amuse you to know who's invited to go this time with his pants.
You don't mean
I'll give you 3 guesses.
you wouldn't.
Reduce it to 2.
It can't be.
It nevertheless is.
Bigger man.
Right, score 1 for you.
Aha.
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 Uh-huh.
A weekend in the country, we should try it.
How I wish we'd been asked.
A weekend in the country, peace and quiet.
We'll go masked.
A weekend in the country.
Uninvited, they'll consider it odd.
A weekend in the country, I'm delighted.
Oh my God.
And the shooting should be pleasant if the weather's not too rough. Happy birthday, it's your present. You haven't been getting up nearly enough. And a weekend in the country,
It's perverted.
like my quiver and bow. A weekend in the country. At exactly 2:30 we go.
We can't.
We
We shan't.
I'm getting the car and we're motoring down.
Yes, I'm certain you are, and I'm staying in town.
One pack, my shoes,
I
well,
want
my
to
boots,
shoot.
like everything
Why,
I
that's
own.
wonderful news. I'm thinking it out.
Never run.
We'll take a shot.
We're off and away, what a beautiful day for a weekend in the country. How amusing, how delightfully droll. A weekend in the country, while we're losing our control. A weekend in the country, how enchanting are the manicured lawns. A weekend in the country, with the panting and the yawns. With the crickets and the pheasants, and the orchards and the hay. With the servants and the peasants, we'll be made up and we'll be made no day for a weekend in the country. So inactive that the cats lie down. A weekend in the country.
weekend in the country, our music, how delightfully go. A weekend in the country, how we losing our control. A weekend in the country, how enchanting are the manicure lawns. A weekend in the country, with the panting and the yawns, with the crickets and the pheasants, and the orchards and the hay, with the servants and the peasants, with the laying up as though we're playing for pay. For a weekend in the country, so inactive, as one has to lie out. A weekend in the country where with twice as upset as it, 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 and we're going, and we're going, and we're
I should never have gone to the theater, then I'd never have come to the country. If I never had come to the country, matters might have stayed as they were. Sir, sir, if she'd only been faded, if she'd only been fat, if she'd only been jaded and bursting with chat, if she'd only been perfectly awful, it would have been wonderful. If she'd been all a twitter or elusively cold, if she'd only been bitter or better looked passably old, if she'd been covered with glitter or even been covered with mold, it would have been wonderful. But the woman was perfection to my deepest dismay. Well, not quite perfection, I'm sorry to say. If the woman were perfection, she would go away, and that would be wonderful. Sir, sir, if she'd only looked plastered or admitted the worst, if she only had blasted or simpered or cursed, if she weren't so awfully perfect, it would have been wonderful. If she tried to be clever, if she started to flinch, if she cried or whatever a woman would do in a pinch, if I'd been certain she never again could be trusted an inch, it would have been wonderful. But the woman was perfection, not an action denied. Her kind of perfection I cannot abide. If the woman were perfection, she'd have simply lied, which would have been wonderful. If she'd only been vicious, if she'd acted abused, or a bit too delicious, or been even slightly confused, if she had only been sulky, or bristling, or bulky, or bruised, it would have been wonderful. If she'd only been willful, if she only had fled, or a little less skillful, insulted, insisting, in bed, if she had only been fearful, or married, or tearful, or dead, it would have been wonderful. But the woman was perfection, and the prospects are grim. That lovely perfection that nothing can dim. Yes, the woman was perfection, so I'm here with him. Sir, sir, it would have been wonderful.
Isn't it rich? Are we a pair? Me here at last on the ground, you in midair. Send in the clowns. Isn't it bliss? Don't you approve? One who keeps tearing around, one who can't move. Where are the clowns? Send in the clowns. Just when I'd stopped opening doors, finally knowing the one that I wanted was yours, making my entrance again with my usual flair, sure of my lines. No one is there. Don't you love farce? My fault, I fear. I thought that you'd want what I want. Sorry, my dear. But where are the clowns? Quick, send in the clowns. Don't bother, they're here. Isn't it rich? Isn't it queer? Losing my timing this late in my career. And where are the clowns? There ought to be clowns. Well, maybe next
I shall marry the miller's son, pin my hat on a nice piece of property, Friday nights for a bit of fun, we'll go dancing. Meanwhile, it's a wink and a wink
wiggle and a giggle on the grass, and a trip the light fandango, a pinch and a diddle in the middle of what passes by. It's a very short road from the pinch and the punch to the paunch and the pouch and the pension. It's a very short road to the 10,000 clutch and the belch and the grouch and the sigh. In the meanwhile, there are mouths to be kissed before mouths to be fed, and a lot in between in the meanwhile. And a girl ought to celebrate what passes by. Or I shall marry the businessman. 5 fat babies and lots of security. Friday nights, if we think we can, we'll go dancing. Meanwhile, it's a push and a fumble and a tumble in the sheets, and I put the Highland fancy, a dip in the butter and a flutter with what meets my eye. It's a very short bet from the push and the whoop to the squint and the stoop and the mumble. It's not much of a stretch to the cribs and the croup and the bosoms that droop and go dry. In the meanwhile, there are mouths to be kissed before mouths to be fed, and there's many a tryst and there's many a bed to be sampled and seen in the meanwhile. And a girl has to celebrate what passes by. Or I shall marry the Prince of Wales. Pearls and servants and dressing for festivals. Friday nights with him all entails. We'll have dancing. Meanwhile, it's a rip of a bustle and a rustle in a hay and a pitch the quick fantastic, with flings of confetti and my petticoats away up high. It's a very short way from the fling that's for fun to the thigh pressing under the table. It's a very short day